Today we're going to do a product review on the Vortex Diamondback rifle scope. We've got the 4 to 12 by 40 millimeter here. And with my stepdad, Kurt, which is also a pro staff member of ours, we're going to mount it actually on a rifle and show you how easy and fast it is to mount these and sight these in right out of the box so that you can do it yourself. So stick around, I'm going to show you that.
Hi there, I'm Burt, the senior member of the Rush Outdoors Club, and we're going to put a Vortex Diamondback scope 4 by 12 40 millimeter. I'm going to install it today on a Weatherby Vanguard Series 2. So just to get started here, I have already gone through and checked, made sure everything was right and fit. Remove the little screws from the top. Make sure that your bases are, and like I said, I've already pre-fit, so I know everything's right. Make sure you got bases pointing the right direction here. Okay, we're going to go ahead and Loctite them. I've already checked and make sure your screws don't go all the way through. That can be a catastrophe, especially after they're Loctite. Using a regular blue Loctite, the removable kind, because you never know when you might want to do this stuff over. It doesn't take a lot, just a dab. Make sure you get the right screws on this particular gun. The rear base uses longer screws than the front, so you don't want to swap them, even though you've already test fit. You'll still be a mess. Alright, now we're going to tighten them up. Good and firm. Okay, I probably ought to have a little torque wrench, but I don't. Okay, now we'll put before you put the rings on, it's a good idea, and I've already done this, so I know. Check for level between your two bases to make sure that they're not one higher than the other. If there is a pretty good difference, then you're going to have to shim them. But in this one, it's so close, 2 to 3 thousandths at the most. Okay, now, before I put the rings on, I'm going to level it so that when it comes time to line up the crosshairs, it will be leveled to start with. With this type of bases, nice and flat, it's a good, easy way to level it. It is fairly important. You want to get it as close to level as you possibly can. Alright. For the ring bases, I should say. We're just going to slightly finger snug them. Okay, now again, because sometimes the ring bases aren't exactly the same height neither, so you want to check level again between the two. See, there's actually absolutely no rock there at all. Check sideways to make sure there's no give this way, or no deflection, I suppose the proper word would be. Okay. Alright, now we're going to set the scope. Set it up. Make sure you don't hit here. I've had that problem many times. And now, and put the top of the rings on, and then at this point you'd want to set your eye relief, which only takes a minute, and I've already done, but I'll talk you through it. We don't want it too tight yet, so we have to set our crosshairs. got them all setting on there. Nobody's tight yet. To set your eye relief, I think the best way to do that is you need to shoulder the rifle, experiment back and forth until you get it to it so it fits you, or if there's somebody else's gun, the person that will actually be shooting this gun. Okay, I've already done that in my test fit, and I discovered that I just need to be all the way back, and my eye relief is going to be just right for me. Okay, now we need to line up our crosshairs. This is very important. I have a little homemade tool that I use. There's all sorts of gadgets a guy can buy to do this. I made this years ago myself. As long as the rifle is already level, this is going to bring itself up to straight by gravity, so it's going to work. Okay. Now I have just a little cardboard here with a hole in it. This makes for a smaller field of view, so you can line up on that little wire sticking up there. Now I just got that wire standing up. It's as simple as turn the scope until they match. Now, the crosshairs are straight up and down with the rifle. Everything lined up. I'm gonna snug everybody up here. Bases, I'm gonna go tight with them. Alright, now we're gonna tighten up the rings.
Diamondback rifle scopes completely change the rules when it comes to you get what you pay for. First, the solid one-piece aircraft-grade aluminum alloy construction makes them virtually indestructible and highly resistant to magnum recoil. Argon purging puts waterproof and fog-proof performance on the checklist, and the advanced, fully multi-coated optics raise an eyebrow when crystal-clear, tack-sharp images appear in the crosshairs. All this and then some in a rifle scope that seems like it should cost so much more, but doesn't. It leaves only one question: jerky or sausage?
Torqued everything down, double checked, everybody's tight. I'm going to check one last time before we put the bore sighter or laser sighter in. We're lined up very, very nice, just as straight as can be. We've only been at this not even 15 minutes yet. So this is coming right along. The scope itself is done. It's mounted, it's square. Now just a matter of lining it up. Tight. Turn it on. Oops. Got it on the garage door there. Now we're gonna line the crosshairs up and not to the dot. We're going to go from the center of the bore to the center of the scope, because this distance we want to be okay, 1 3/4. Mark it 1 3/4. Then I will actually shoulder the rifle. I got about 1/4 inch high. Turn this. However many clicks we got to go. Nice and simple. Don't need a screwdriver like other people's scopes. I keep taking my glasses off. Alright, well, we are about the thickness of the crosshair low on my mark, which is just a rough guess. The windage I never even had to touch. It was dead on. So now we're going to, I like to shoulder it so you actually fit it to yourself. Bring the laser back to my dot. everything looks just fine.
The shooting bench now. First round through. Here we are at first shot on the rifle with a freshly mounted scope. And we're about 2 inches high at 50. So 100 we should
Probably we're going to be close. I'll have to experiment with it being the first time with the Magnum rifle. Replacing my 30-06. Yeah, just off just a bit. Height, I'm going to call good for now. Windage, that's pretty darn close for first round out of my brand new rifle.
The Vortex Diamondback rifle scope, 4 to 12 by 40, also features the Precision Glide Erector System. Premium grade fluoropolymer Teflon resin bushings provide exceptional resistance to stress cracking, temperature change, corrosion, and friction-induced wear. In addition, these bushings have an ultra-low coefficient of friction for the smoothest possible operation of the magnification adjustment. As all Vortex Optics is lifetime guaranteed, and this also features waterproof and fog-proof technology. Visit us at www.vortexoptics.com.